Hi, I'm Mia Finnegan. This Danskin video fuses yoga and Pilates to give you a great mat workout. So relax, have fun, and let's get started. Begin in mountain pose with feet hip-width apart, hands at your side and head high. Take some nice cleansing breaths. Sweep the hands up overhead and swan dive forward. Do a forward bend. Clasp right hand to the left bicep and the left hand to the right bicep and relax. Take some nice cleansing breaths. Relax the forehead. Feel the heat being generated in the back of the legs. Lift halfway up. Forward fold. Bring hands up overhead and back into Namaste. Deep breath in, hands up overhead. Swan dive down, hands on the ground, forward bend. Lift halfway up. Exhale. And all the way, arms sweeping up overhead, back to Namaste, hands in prayer position. Sweep hands up overhead, exhale, down, forward fold. And for those less flexible students, you can go ahead and bend the knees. And sweep hands up overhead and hands back to Namaste. Deep breath in, sweep hands overhead, swan dive, forward fold, ragdoll, and walk or jump your feet back to plank position. Lower down to upward dog or cobra position, shoulders back, roll back into downward dog. Lift your sits bones to the ceiling. Press your heels into the floor. Equal pressure between the hands and the feet. Relax the forehead. Nice audible breath. Walk or jump your feet back to forward fold. Lift halfway up. And sweep hands overhead and hands back to Namaste or prayer position. Inhale up. Swan dive down, forward fold. Lift halfway up. Walk or jump your feet back to plank position. Lower down, cobra position, shoulders back, head high to the heavens. Press through the heels, press through the hands. Feel more fire being generated in the back of the legs and the calves. Walk or jump your feet back. Lift halfway up, forward fold, sweep hands overhead and hands back to Namaste. Inhale, sweep hands up overhead and swan dive, forward fold. Lift halfway up, walk or jump your feet back to plank position. Lift right leg high. Shift forward and back, and forward and back. Lower the right leg, lift the left, shift forward and back, and forward and back, back to plank position. Lower down to cobra position, and roll back over the toes to downward dog. Relax the forehead. Downward dog is a basic forward bend. Nice cleansing breaths. Walk or jump the feet back to forward fold. Lift halfway up. And sweep hands overhead and hands back to Namaste. Inhale, sweep hands overhead, swan dive. Lift halfway up. Walk or jump the feet back to plank position. Lifting leg, For a leg pull down, shift forward and back. Lifting left leg, shift forward and back. Feet back to plank position for a modified push-up. Those who are not as strong, bend the knees for the modified. If you're a bit stronger, full push-up. Lower down into cobra position. Shoulders back. Roll back into downward dog. Pressing the heels into the floor. Walk or jump the feet back to forward fold. Lift halfway up. Deep breath in, hands sweeping overhead, and exhale, hands back to namaste. Inhale up. Swan dive forward, forward fold. Remember, there's no such thing as a wrong pose. Lift the right leg high, shift forward and back for a leg pull down. Lift left leg, pointing the toe, abdomen tight, down into the push-up. Lower down into cobra. And press through to downward dog. Bring the right leg between the hands to a lunge position. If you're not as strong, drop the knee. If you're a bit stronger, keep the legs straight. Bring the hands up to the thigh and sweep the hands overhead. 5 fingers open wide. Front knee is 90 degrees. Hands back down into plank position. Lower down into cobra. Press through to downward dog. Holding that position, feel the heat in the back of the legs. And bring the left leg forward through the hands. Again, drop the knee if you're not as strong. Up into lunge position, head and chest high, hands on the thigh. Front leg 90 degrees, sweep the hands overhead. Nice cleansing breaths. And hands back into plank position, lower into cobra. Chest high to the heavens, press through, heels to downward dog. And walk or jump the feet back into forward fold, lift halfway up. Forward fold, hands up overhead. And exhale, hands back to namaste. Take a deep breath in, sweep hands up, swan dive forward, forward fold. Lift halfway up, walk or jump the feet back into plank position. Lifting leg high, shift forward and back, and forward and back. Lift the left leg, shift forward and back, keeping the abdominals tight at all times. Lower down into a push-up position. Push up again into a cobra. And press back over the toes, pressing the heels into downward dog. Bring the right leg forward. Bring the hands up to the front of your thigh. Chest and head high, sweep hands overhead, and lower back down into plank position. Lower into cobra, press back through downward dog, pressing the heels. Bring your left leg to your hands. Those not as strong, bend the knee. Those stronger, stay high. Hands on the thigh, hands sweep overhead. 5 fingers open wide, feel the heat in the thigh. Front leg 90 degrees, lower back down to plank position into cobra, shoulders back, press heels into the floor. And relax, nice deep breaths, audible breath. Walk or jump the feet back, lift halfway up, forward fold, sweep hands overhead, and hands back to Namaste. Walk to the front of your mat, feet hip-width apart. For tree pose, lift the right leg, place the foot of the right leg on the inner thigh of the left leg, hands in Namaste. Sweep hands overhead, interlace fingers, press the hands high to the heavens. Release hands and foot back to Namaste. To the left side, beginners, place your foot on your ankle, intermediate at the knee, and more advanced at the inner thigh, using your hands to place. Hands in prayer position. Sweep hands overhead, interlace fingers, press the hands high to the heavens, relax the shoulders, and hands and foot back to Namaste or prayer position. Deep breath in, sweep the hands up, swan dive, exhale, hands on the mat, exhale, lift halfway up, walk or jump the feet back to plank position, slowly lower down into cobra. Nice audible breath. Press through to downward dog. Downward dog recharges and strengthens and brings flexibility to the long muscles of the body. Come back into plank position. Slowly lower yourself down to your mat, hands underneath your forehead into position. Gently lift your legs in the air for heel beats. Concentrating on the gluteal muscles, keeping the abdominals tight so as not to put too much pressure on that lower back. Lower the legs down, hands overhead into a swimming position. Lift opposite arm and opposite leg, and continue to flutter kick, being mindful of the abdominal muscles nice and tight. And lower the legs down. Left leg kicks twice, right leg kicks twice. Left leg, right leg, being mindful of the hamstring muscles on the back of the thigh. Moving into modified bow, reach behind you with your left hand and grab your right ankle. For those less flexible, keep your knee on the ground. And for those stronger students, moving into full bow position, grabbing the ankles, lifting into bow position, and more advanced rocking. And back down into starting position. Moving the hands back by your ribs, lifting the legs high, lifting the chest up, hold, and slowly lower down, press back into child's pose to release the tension off the lower back. Some nice cleansing breaths. Come up into tabletop position, hands under your shoulders. Inhale, round the back up. Exhale and arch. Inhale, rounding the back up. And exhale and arch. Inhale, round. Exhale, arch. Cross the feet, roll back over the feet to the back of your mat, and come to the front of your mat. Grab the back of your thighs and slowly lower yourself down for bridge position. Lift your hips high to the ceiling, more advanced. Clasp your hands underneath your back and squeeze your shoulder blades together. For beginners, place your hands under your lower back for more assistance. We're going to lift our legs high to the ceiling. Lift left, lift right, lift left and right, keeping the hips high at all times. Abdomen is tight. Continue kicking. And slowly lower down, bringing the knees into the chest, moving into the crisscross position or bicycle. Right elbow to left knee. Bring the knees back in, keeping constant tension on the abdominals. Continue crisscrossing. Tight abdominals. Breathe. And moving into the 100. Hands along your side, legs are straight at a 45-degree angle. Beginners, bring your legs into tabletop bent knee position. Pump your arms 5 times as you exhale. Pump your arms 5 times as you inhale. Continue this sequence. 5 out, 5 in. Bring the knees back into the chest. Roll yourself up. Scoot back for spine stretch or seated forward bend. Hands up overhead. Reach down towards your toes. Grab the outside of your left foot with your right hand and the outside of your right foot with your left hand. If you're a little less flexible, grab your shins or grab your thighs. Full forward bend. Release the left arm back behind you. Look at your hand. If it's too much strain on the neck, look forward and come back into forward bend. Release the right arm back. Look back at the right hand. Again, if it's too much stress on the neck, bring the head forward and look at your feet. Full forward bend. Lift halfway up, rolling all the way up. Open the legs to the saw or seated angle pose. Arms out to the side, reaching opposite arm to opposite leg, left and right. Over the left toe, over the right toe, left and right. For those a little less flexible, you don't have to straddle your legs as far. And breathe. Moving into cobbler pose, bringing the soles of the feet together. Good posture, hands overhead, and stretch forward over your feet. Nice cleansing breaths. Slowly roll it up into the pose of nobility, bending the right knee. Take the left leg, place it over the right knee. If you're a little less flexible, place the foot in front of the knee. Left hand at the tailbone, right elbow on the back side of the knee, and look behind you. For those less flexible, keep your eyes facing forward. Back into the seated hip stretch. Nice, deep, audible breathing. And switching sides. Left knee bent on the floor, right leg over left knee. Place the left elbow on the back side of the right knee, the right arm at the tailbone. Look behind you for a seated spinal twist. Nice, deep, audible breaths. And sit back into seated hip stretch. Chest is high. Nice, deep breathing. Even ujjayi breaths. Place the feet out in front of you. Grab the back of your thighs, roll down slowly, and scoop back onto your mat. Bring the right knee into your chest for a hamstring stretch. Grab the outside of your right foot, pulling it into your chest. Take the first two fingers of your right hand, place it around your big toe, and straighten your leg. For those less flexible, bend your knee and slowly lower the leg out to the side. Relax the shoulders, relax the space between the eyes. Bring it back up, bend the knee, right arm out to the side, left hand on the back of the right knee for a seated spinal twist. Look to your right hand and back into knee grab position, switching sides. Bring the left knee into your chest. Grab the outside of your left foot with your left hand, bringing it into the chest, right arm out to the side. If you're more flexible, bring your knee down into your armpit. Less flexible, keep it at your chest. Grab the big toe with the left index finger and middle finger. Straighten the leg. Slowly and gently lower it to the side. Go only as far as you can. Remember, there's no gain in the strain. Bring the leg up to the starting position. Bend the knee. Left arm out to the side, right arm on the back side of the left knee. Don't let the shoulder come off the pad. Deep, audible breaths. And bring it back into the knee grab position. Slowly and gently straighten your legs. Into our last pose, our relaxation portion of our video. Nice, deep, audible breaths into the corpse pose. Nice, deep breath in. Relax the space between your eyes. Relax your forehead. Allow your eyes to drop into the back of your head. Relax your tongue. Allow your tongue to release into the back of your throat. Nice, deep, audible breaths. Release your shoulders, your chest, your abdomen. Slowly and gently bring your knees in and roll into fetal position for a restorative pose. Take some nice cleansing breaths and then press yourself up to seated position.
Well, that's it for your workout. You've done a great job in giving yourself the gift of health. Thanks for joining me.